Hey everyone, and thank you for joining us today for our inaugural Webflow Released Summer 2024 edition. Why are we doing one of these in the summer? Well, we have so many things that we want to update you on that we just didn't want to wait until Webflow Conf in the fall. We want to make it more of a regular thing to bring you updates multiple times a year. It's now been over 10 years that we've been working on our mission to bring more development superpowers to you all. And it honestly feels like we're just getting started. There's so many things we're just giddy to share with you to help you build the most amazing, professional, incredibly custom websites out there. Whether you're a freelancer or a budding agency, a startup, or a growing enterprise, we have something for everyone today. Because even after a decade, I'm still blown away daily by what you all are creating on our platform. And that so many companies are trusting us with their most crucial marketing asset, their website. From IDEO, DocuSign, Orangetheory Fitness, Dropbox, and even Spin Master, known for their iconic games and play experiences. Like Rubik's, the company behind the iconic Rubik's Cube.
Rubik's Cube, you say?
Hey, Rachel. Hey, everyone. This is Rachel, who recently joined Webflow as our Chief Product Officer.
Hey, Vlad, and hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. And incidentally, I solved my first Rubik's Cube back in the 80s, and it's exciting to see that the company is still thriving. I might pick one up for myself.
You totally should. You know, speaking of the 80s, I was growing up in this tiny village in the USSR, which was behind the world by like multiple decades. And there's just only one old man who had one of these. And I really thought it was the most futuristic thing possible. And now, I can play with it anytime.
So I assume you have a bunch of them, huh?
No comment. Definitely don't have an entire room dedicated to...
Hey, Vlad.
Oh, hey, Greemer.
Yeah, I used to be the second best Rubik's Cube expert in Iceland.
So. Wait, second best?
Second or third, I can't remember, but I can do this for you.
Wait, hold on. Tell me more about...
Yeah, no more questions. I'll see you a bit later.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Greemer. Anyway, so Rachel, you joined Webflow about 6 months ago, and it's been really awesome working with you since then. But most of our community is meeting you for the first time. So can you share a little bit more about what brought you to Webflow and what it's been like?
Yeah, honestly, it's been amazing getting to talk to all the people who are building websites all day long. You know, I started my career as a website developer back in the 90s, building on Dreamweaver. And true story, I actually learned to code by rewriting Dreamweaver-generated tables.
Oh my gosh, like Dreamweaver and tables, don't get me started. It was definitely my jam. Remember the good old days of using... I think it was FileZilla to FTP files up.
I'm not sure I'd call those the good old days, but how could I forget? And I still love building websites, but I feel like there's so much more room to make the process more powerful, more delightful. And that's what really drew me to Webflow. I saw so many people in this community were pushing the boundaries of what's possible on the web. And I really just found myself geeking out at the opportunity to make Webflow the most powerful website platform on the planet. It really struck me that tens of thousands of people make a living through our platform. It's a real privilege. And so many businesses have transformed how they work. But then I also saw that we can do so much more to improve not only how you build incredible sites, but also how you grow and improve your sites over time.
Wait, you're saying that Webflow isn't absolutely perfect yet?
Hate to break it to you, Vlad, but it can be so much better. And if you look at how most professional sites are still built, you either have to cobble together a ton of third-party tools, or you're stuck using really expensive digital experience platforms that are almost as old as a Rubik's Cube. So as I've met and talked to more of our customers, which, by the way, is the best part of my day, I've loved hearing the countless stories about freelancers and companies that have grown up on Webflow, small agencies that have grown to become larger like 80/20. And some of those larger agencies like Edgar Allan and FinSuite have diversified and even built apps for the Webflow ecosystem. Not to mention some of our impressive customers who have grown up on Webflow and are transforming entire industries like Ramp, Lattice, Jasper, and Vanta. And I see so much room for innovation, and that's why I'm personally so excited to be partnering with all of you to get the most out of Webflow.
Sorry to interrupt, but hey, this one is just too easy for me. It doesn't fit my skill level. So I got this bigger one, much more complicated.
Wait, this doesn't look solved at all.
And I solved it very quickly. So you're welcome.
You know what? Go keep trying. Okay, Rubik's Cube shenanigans aside, we know the main reason many of you are here today is to find out what improvements we're making to Webflow and how they benefit you, your agency, or your business. So let's jump right into it. We'll cover things that shipped recently, what's newly available today, and what we'll be releasing in the near future. So I'm sure you'll cue all the jokes about how we could have called this Webflow Released-ish in some cases, but we really couldn't resist previewing the amazing things that are coming very soon. We're going to separate our product updates into 3 sections. First is all about making Webflow more composable and reusable. Second, unlocking more control and collaboration. And third, putting the power of AI optimization into your hands. Rachel's going to kick us off on how we're making Webflow more composable.
Not just composable, we've made the Webflow CMS more composable and more visual, making it easier to power both dynamic content pages in Webflow and content on other sites and apps. Our CMS helps modern businesses power unique content for their websites. Customers like Fivetran are leaning on Webflow to bring their creative vision to life and iterate quickly as they expand into new markets.
But because visual first is in our very DNA, we wanted to improve how you work with CMS data to make it more visual and more intuitive, which is why you can now edit CMS content directly in the designer without having to go to the full CMS panel every time. Because as much as we love the CMS panel, it's pretty obvious, and so many of you have told us exactly this, that it would be way more convenient to author and edit content visually directly on the canvas, like in a document or like you do with static content in the designer. And now you can do exactly that. You can see exactly how your content will appear to your site visitors as you're authoring and editing with no more switching back and forth.
It works exactly like you'd expect, so let's check it out. Here I am in the designer on a CMS collection page. This company is an eco-consultancy, so they have webinars and ebooks they link to on their homepage in the CMS collection list. So let's go ahead and make some changes to this card for a webinar about renewable energy. I want to give it a new title, and now I don't need to go to the CMS panel anymore, because by double-clicking the title here, I can select the text and rewrite it to something that has a little more SEO punch. And when I click out of the field after editing, you can see here that Webflow auto-saves each time, so your changes are ready for you when you publish. Now, as expected, when I go to that webinar's CMS template page, you can see that the name has been updated there too. Because when I changed the canvas, the underlying CMS data field was updated. Okay, while I'm here on the webinar page, let's also update this image so it's a little more relevant to the whole renewable energy theme. To do that, I double-click the image and then click the Go to CMS button. And now, instead of opening the full screen CMS panel, I get this new CMS modal. From here, I can replace the image with this other one from my computer, but I can also do so much more. I can change the main color of the article. This one looks good. I can replace the short description down here. Let's just select it and paste in this new copy. From that same panel, I go up to the Save button, where if I wanted, I could publish these changes immediately. But let's just stage it for now by selecting Save. The CMS modal closes and I see my updates. Click back over to the home page and sure enough, the card has also been updated. Everything looks great, so let's push those changes out to the live site by publishing.
But that's not all. I can even create a new webinar entry from this new pop-up CMS panel. Here I am in the webinars template page, and at the bottom of this drop-down list, I have this new Add New Webinar option. When I click that, the panel pops up and I can enter data into all the fields to create a new webinar from scratch. Give it a name, pick an image, and a color, add some text to this field. Oh, and this one. Click Create, and sure enough, that new webinar has been created and I can see it right there. In fact, it's been created not just here, but because this site happens to have Webflow localization enabled, it's been created in this secondary locale too, and it's ready to localize. And of course, all of this works in edit mode too. When I switch from designing to editing, I can make the same changes to this webinar I just created, or any other webinar for that matter. For now, let's just update the title for this particular webinar.
This updated experience will lead to a lot less context switching for both designers and content marketers. So you can focus more of your time on making sure the design and content is exactly how you want your visitors to see it. This was especially important for Sojourn, who started using on-canvas editing in beta, and their marketing team is raving about it. So that's visual, but what about composable? Well, we've been hearing from our customers that you need Webflow to integrate into your existing tech stack, that you need to push and pull more data to and from Webflow faster, and that the data in your Webflow projects needs to be compatible with and accessible by your other tools. You also want Webflow to truly embrace what it means to become composable, but do it the Webflow way. We also recognize that our headless CMS APIs can be better and faster. It's an essential part of how you migrate from other platforms, support multi-channel experiences, programmatically serve content in and out of Webflow, and connect to third-party tools. And that's why we've spent the past few months working to expand our public CMS API to include new /live endpoints so that you can directly get the published versions of your items, and new filter and sort capabilities so that you can grab the specific items that you need. And for our enterprise customers and partners, we increased the ceiling of our rate limits to 600 requests per minute, and in certain cases, 1,000 RPMs, more than 3x higher than our previous limits. And for those of you who integrate with other tools, we made sure that the CMS IDs stay stable even if you restore a backup version of your site. With the expansion of our CMS API capabilities and improvements to on-canvas editing, we are ensuring that Webflow's visual composable CMS is the perfect solution for all sites, up to and including a huge global marketing site. Now, Vlad will tell you about our next composable release.
Thanks, Rachel. Okay, next up, we have some awesome things around components. Components are such a powerful primitive to ensure consistency across an entire site, especially when combined with variables, which we introduced last year to Webflow's platform. We've worked really hard to bring support for robust design systems into actual production, leveling up what you, your clients, and your teammates can create in Webflow. So the first thing I'm pleased to announce is that component slots have just gone into beta. I know we've had a lot of excitement about this since last year's Webflow Conf, and we're excited to say we've navigated a lot of development roadblocks and are ready to share it. With slots, designers and developers can make components with placeholders that don't require you to specify what goes into them. This allows marketers and clients to change up the content by dropping different components inside those slots while maintaining a consistent design structure. Slots give a component so much more flexibility when you're adding it to a page and helps avoid so many workarounds that currently require either unlinking a component instance or managing complex conditional visibility rules. But slots are just one part of the way we're making components more powerful. And Rachel, I know you're really excited about this next feature, so I'm not going to steal your thunder and let you introduce it.
Thanks, Vlad. But this feature has so much thunder, I don't think it could be stolen. Today, to reuse components and variables across multiple sites, you have to rely on copy-pasting and then manually reconfiguring names, props, and bindings each time the original gets updated. We know, and many of you have told us, that it's really freaking painful. And that's why, very soon, all of you on growth and agency workspace plans, as well as enterprise plans, will be able to share libraries of your components and variables across multiple sites in your workspace. This is huge. This is an update we know will make it so much easier to ensure consistency for designers and teams managing multiple projects in a workspace. Let's dive in to show you how it works with this example company that helps remote organizations plan and execute offsites and other events. They not only have their main.com site in their workspace, but also other projects for landing pages to promote their conferences and webinars. And now they can share a library across all of those projects. As a lead designer, I can open up this existing project with all of its components and variables, because when creating a library, you don't need to start from scratch. You can create it from an existing project. To share these with the workspace, I click this new Manage Libraries button and open a new modal to do just that. From here, I click Share with Workspace, and then Confirm. And sure enough, with just a few clicks, all of the existing components and variables are available as a library to use on any site across my workspace.
Now let's look at how it'll work for someone on the team who needs to bring these components into another project in that workspace. In this case, I'm a more junior designer, and my job is to build this new landing page. And I need to make sure I use all the same components and variables from the main site. I can install the library in the site, or any new and existing site for that matter, from the same Manage Libraries modal. And once I do that, all of the library components are available alongside any other components that are specific to just this site. So let's add a few to this page. Okay, I'll select this one, and maybe this one. And after just a few clicks, our page has some nice structure to it. Now, just so you know, to keep things clear, the main component is only editable on the source site. In this case, the component library project that Rachel designed. But component instances can be updated via props. If I go in here, I can edit props on this instance of this component on this landing page site. And I can also use the library variables in any styles on my site in selecting one of the variable colors from the library.
And of course, because these components and variables are linked across sites, any changes made from the source site are cascaded to the other sites, whether staged or live, but only when you choose to cascade them. So here I am in the original project where I created the library. Let's imagine we want to update the company's navbar component. First, I want to edit this variable color. And then let's also add a new link to it. Now those changes have been made, I can easily push these updates to the library in the Manage Libraries modal. Click Review Updates, and I get a summary of the changes, and then I select Share. Back in the site Vlad was just in, we see a badge on the Manage Libraries button, indicating that there are updates available in the library. We get a short list of changes to review, click Accept, and those changes are cascaded throughout our site. So the navbar now matches the one in the source site. And it even handles conflicts seamlessly by making a site copy of any component or variable that has been removed or has a breaking change. So if a component or variable is deleted from the library, a site copy is automatically made on update to ensure nothing is missing on a page. Or if a prop is deleted from a component, you have the option to make a site copy of that component. You have full control.
Rachel, everyone, I'm so personally super excited about this feature since it makes your design systems much more scalable, manageable, and easier to reuse, now across multiple sites. It's in private beta already, and we will GA later this summer. So that's Shareable Libraries, which wraps up our composability and reusability section. Rachel, you want to take it away on control and collaboration?
We have a lot of exciting things in this category. Whether you're an in-house team or you're building a site for a client, we know that building websites is a team sport. So we've built Webflow to make sure each member of the team can do their best work, with the controls needed to work safely. Designers can work on the bespoke parts of the site, while marketers can create and update content, including localizing content on global sites. Meanwhile, developers are not writing code for every change, so are freed up to work on integrations and other more complex work. In case you missed it, we released site-specific access a few months ago, which gives companies the control you've been asking for because it allows workspace owners and admins to designate which sites users have access to. From the dashboard, you can select a site in a workspace, then set it so that everyone has access, or so that only admins and specific users do. And you can change that access at any time to add or remove people from a project. And coming soon, you'll be able to set the default permission for new sites created in a workspace so that you have complete control of all of your sites. This level of control over who has access to what, combined with more clearly defined roles and permissions, means that workspaces for larger teams are not only easier to manage, but more secure because only people who need access to a site will have it.
And we've had an amazing response to site-specific access, with the majority of our agency and enterprise customers now using it very actively. But that's just the beginning. We'll continually invest in our roles and permission system to make Webflow safer and better for large teams. But while safety matters, speed matters just as much. And for this next update, I'm excited to share how we'll be making it much easier for less technical users to quickly build out new pages without needing to fully rely on designers and developers. Because in the next few months, we'll be releasing page building. This is a new authoring mode that gives less technical teammates, like marketers or clients, a drag and drop interface where they can quickly build brand consistent landing pages with designer approved building blocks. Here's how it'll work. Here I've already built out a library of components that are approved and on brand. Next, I'm going to create a page template that my team can use to quickly build new landing pages that are consistent with the rest of our site. And I can do that because page templates are now available on all site plans. We launched page templates earlier this month and have already had amazing feedback from so many of you. who've told us that page templates really speed up the page creation process for you. But this is just a start, because here's where page building will come into play when it's released. As a designer, I'll be able to designate which areas of the page template my marketing teammates are able to drag and drop components into, using this new page slot element. Now, let's pretend Rachel is a growth marketer on our team. To give her access, I'm inviting her to the site, and I'm going to assign her this new marketer role to ensure she doesn't have full designer access. This role also works really great for agencies who want to invite their clients to Webflow to build new pages in a safe and consistent way.
So, as a user with the new marketer role, I'm now able to easily create new pages from the templates Vlad created for me. When I open up our site in Webflow, I'm placed into this simple environment where I can drag and drop the components that Vlad created to build new landing pages for campaigns, events, and more. I can drag components into the page slot, I can reorder them to get any layout that I want, and edit text just like I would in edit mode. And then I can change any of the images I see on the page. With page building, I can quickly execute on campaigns in minutes on my own without fear that I'm going to make changes to the site or break it.
And as a designer, I still have full control over the design system I create for the site. So I'm not worried about Rachel or other folks outside of the core design team making changes to the underlying components that could break them. Page building will be available in private beta in the coming months, and we already have a lot of interest in it. We'll be looking to release it to GA later this year, so keep an eye out on webflow.com and our social channels for updates. So that's just a few of the ways we're investing in control and collaboration in Webflow, so you can scale your business and build the next generation of awesome websites. But simply building an amazing website is not enough in today's world. So let's dive into how we're using AI to power optimization of sites. As amazing as it is to give marketers new superpowers to safely launch a new page, we've heard from our larger customers that you're spending thousands and in some cases millions of dollars on your advertising. You treat your website like a product and want to optimize every single click. High-performing marketing teams and agencies typically continue to iterate on content, layout, and interactions after the initial build to deliver more of the business results you're accountable for. So at Webflow, optimization is the next big problem we're helping you solve. And it's a problem we're going to tackle with AI. We're empowering marketers, designers, developers, agencies, anyone really, to maximize business impact by testing and personalizing different versions of pages of a website. And of course, we're going to do it the Webflow way.
Over the past decade, Webflow has disrupted how websites are built by giving development superpowers to designers and marketing teams. The pain those teams felt when trying to build websites is also felt by teams who are trying to test and personalize visitor experiences. AI-driven personalization and testing are critical components of Webflow's broader website experience platform vision, which is why we recently acquired Intellimize. To learn more, our very own Linda Tong sat down with Guy Elif, the co-founder and CEO of Intellimize, and now Webflow's head of personalization.
Thanks, Rachel. And hi, everyone. And hi, Guy. Welcome to Webflow.
Thanks, Linda. Great to be here. In fact, the whole Intellimize team and I are fired up to be here.
Tell me more about that. What does Intellimize do?
Our mission was to personalize the world's buyer journey. We help teams create personalized, engaged experiences on their website with AI to go deliver more revenue. That's our focus. We do that in a few ways. First is page and element level testing. And by that, I mean A/B testing, personalization using rules, and landing page optimization, things that are familiar in this market. We also created a set of comprehensive, really simple integrations to get more out of marketers' existing tech stack and investments, including integrations to account-based marketing tools, sales coordination, ads, and analytics.
That sounds amazing. As you know, the AI foundation your team built really caught our attention when we were getting to know Intellimize and you and the team. Can you talk a little bit more about how that works?
AI is actually where we started. It's the foundation underneath everything we do. From day one, we've been building AI Optimize, which delivers real, dynamic, one-to-one personalization at scale. As a guy who spent like 15 years in ads before this, you can think about it this way. We marketers have been doing dynamic one-to-one personalization at scale in ads for a really long time, like a decade or two. And we've all gotten really good at it. Well, just like personalized ads, AI Optimize is the best way to go maximize conversions. It automatically adjusts its personalization to each unique visitor and to changes in visitor behavior, because us marketers, we like running promos, changing messaging, changing targeting all the time. Our AI, continuously learning, refining, adjusting. We also built in another kind of AI, generative AI, which we all hear tons about right now, to help people create content. And we also recently launched an AI analytics assistant. The goal of all those? Help you ideate and move more quickly so you can create calls to action, produce body copy, create whole pages, and just ask questions about how your experiments are performing.
Okay, so AI is clearly at the heart of the product, but what type of AI does Intellimize use?
We actually built it completely from scratch. We had the experience leading a several hundred-person engineering team that used ML to personalize the Yahoo homepage back when it was the most popular page on the internet, and created Yahoo-wide content recommendation system. We use that to create bespoke predictive AI that figures out which variation and combination of variations to show each unique visitor. And it'll optimize for form fill out, for purchase, for account creation, for any goal a business cares about. AI Optimize is a unique proprietary advantage that agencies can now bring to their clients. It'll also help agencies in additional important ways. One of which is when you're helping a client set up a new website, you no longer have to have like endless discussions about what's exactly the right word, what's exactly the right image. You can load up your best ideas into AI Optimize. It'll automatically show the higher performing ones more often, and you can move on to the next client.
Okay, so I'm hearing that you and your team built the AI from scratch. What's Intellimize's product philosophy? Why are you so different?
It's actually similar to Webflow. Intellimize, we focused on a visual-first approach. We want things to just work, and so we created really simple UI, in-product activated playbooks, and those turnkey simple integrations we were talking about to the rest of a marketer's tech stack.
Speaking of the marketers, tell me more about who did you build Intellimize for?
Typically a marketer, it's someone who's non-technical, has their accountability for business results, and they often want a few things to go deliver those business results. They want to go change their website. They want to bring their ideas to life, let their creativity flow. So they want to do it in a visual first way that doesn't require writing code, but that also doesn't exclude their engineers in case they want to engage with the site. That user, maybe it's someone in an agency, maybe it's a demand gen marketer, sometimes growth marketer is the title.
That's incredible. We work with thousands of agency partners who help create millions of websites. So how can our agency partners use Intellimize with their clients?
If you're a freelance developer or you run a design agency, now you've got more tools to use. You also have more services to offer your clients throughout all the phases of the website lifecycle. You can help your customers in sort of an evergreen, perpetual way, not just an episodic way like building a new website. Why would they want that? Because we all know the best marketing teams, they typically continue to iterate on content, layout, interactions, long after the initial website's built to deliver the business results they are accountable for. Also with Intellimize, there will be more need for your creative services to create variations, more need for your strategic services to guide clients where to invest, and more need for your coding services if somebody has really advanced ideas they want to bring to life. New agencies can also use our AI to give this ongoing perpetual support to companies, whether they build their website on Webflow or off Webflow.
That sounds great. But people are probably wondering, how can AI Optimize help customers drive better conversion results? So give me the deets.
Sure thing. Let's talk about Drift, conversational marketing customer engagement platform. They wanted to create personalized web experiences for each industry they serve and for each one of their target accounts. They then used our AI to create site-wide experiences bespoke to each industry, and then created account-specific targeted landing pages and account-based chatbots on those pages. They ran a bunch of variations, more than one a day for months, which meant they needed, to our previous discussion, more creative, more coding, more strategic services.
Wait, more than one per day? That is a way faster pace than traditional A/B testing.
It is, and that is one of the powers of AI Optimize. In fact, their creative ideas and our AI resulted in Drift seeing $2.8 million in incremental revenue and 129% lift in the conversions they cared most about.
Nice. Can AI Optimize help with e-commerce sites as well?
Totally. Let's talk about Dermalogica, a global skincare company. They wanted to optimize the buyer journey throughout the whole experience from beginning to end across multiple CMS platforms, multiple e-commerce platforms. For them, they really cared about driving more subscriptions and more next day shipping to compete with others in the market. They had a whole bunch of ideas. They absolutely let their creativity flow. They tried more than 450 different variations to try to get those behaviors. They started in the US, they then expanded globally, and they shared publicly through their CEO, who's an absolute thought leader in the space, that they doubled their add to bag with subscription, 100% lift, and increased next day delivery clicks by 19%. That CEO, he said Intellimize transformed the way we do business.
Okay, these examples sound incredible, but is this typical? Is this what anyone should see?
Happily, these aren't cherry-picked. This is not abnormal. Our average customer, they test 25 times faster than they did with traditional A/B testing. That means you can try more ideas. You're less constrained by site traffic. They also can add and remove ideas anytime, and many of them, have tested more than an idea a day, which you said was unusual for A/B testing, totally agree, for more than a year. So it's not an unusual thing for them to be able to go faster. And you have a meeting today, you have some ideas, you put them in. You have a meeting next week, a few more, you add them in at will.
We are so excited to give all these new superpowers for customers. Can you tell me what's next for Intellimize?
Yeah, we are hard at work integrating Intellimize natively into Webflow later this year. We're going to create some pretty awesome new superpowers that can only be delivered with an integrated platform. I'm also happy to share that we will continue to offer Intellimize's functionality standalone for customers who aren't currently on the Webflow platform. That's where my head is. Let me turn it around, Linda. From your perspective, what can we do together now that Intellimize is part of Webflow?
Well, Webflow can now help marketers and agencies both deliver business results and amplify their brand at the same time through their website without writing code. We all know that marketers are being asked to do more, go faster, do more with less. So I'm excited that Webflow is going to empower them to do that. So, Guy, any final words to leave everyone with?
I share your excitement. I am thrilled that we can now give agencies and marketing teams visual-first superpowers so they can meet each unique customer or prospect where they are in their buyer journey. With the power of AI Optimize and their creative ideas, we will help our customers drive measurable results. And now, together as part of Webflow, we're going to do it in a 100% on-brand way.
Thank you so much, Guy. I can't wait for our customers to dive into optimizing their sites. Vlad and Rachel, back to you.
Thanks, Linda, and thank you, Guy. Whew, we covered a lot. Vlad, are you ready for one final lightning round?
I totally am.
All right, game on. Let's not forget a ton of recent, tiny but mighty product improvements that you might have missed. First, there's Figma to Webflow Rem and M unit support, pinned ruler and crosshair enhancements, canvas scroll and outline speed improvements, and we increased custom code limits from 10 to 50,000 characters.
We've added native style panel support for overflow clip and more box sizing options. Dynamic lightbox support to connect to CMS multi-image fields. Nested lists, inline code, and inline code block improvements for rich text. Automatic WebP conversion for CMS assets. And align Y options to fine-tune vertical alignment with inline and inline block elements.
But that's not all. We've added CSS preview improvements, custom translation and branching support and localization, keyboard navigation improvements, HTML embeds and CSV imports, upgraded layout controls, and so much more. When you see all of that together, you can see that our team has been very busy. And that's not even all of it.
Right, because that's just some of what our team has been working on. Let's take a minute to talk about what's new in the Webflow Marketplace. So far this year, our partners in the Webflow community have contributed over 1,200 new templates and over 40 apps to the marketplace. And every week, I continue to be blown away by the creative and powerful tools that are being built to bring new functionality to Webflow's platform. Let's take a look at a few of the apps that have launched recently. First, we have Reloom's Site Builder Import. This app is absolutely amazing. It lets you generate full sitemaps and wireframes in Reloom with the help of AI, and then import them as native elements right into Webflow. This lets designers go from wireframes to fully built sites ready for styling in just a few minutes. Next, check out the new Lottie Files app. This app lets you search over 100,000 Lottie animations and add them to your Webflow site in seconds. Finally, AI-powered Asset Bay. Oh, by the way, did I mention we added search and install for apps both on the Marketplace and right in the apps panel? That's new too. Okay, so Asset Bay. This app, built by Webflow community superstar WebBay, helps streamline some of the more tedious SEO tasks by letting you bulk edit your file names and generate AI-written alt text in seconds.
None of these apps would even make it to Webflow without the amazing developers who are building them. And to help them build richer apps, our team has been hard at work to create more APIs and improve existing ones beyond the CMS APIs that I mentioned earlier. For example, developers can now leverage our new Assets API to add and modify assets directly in the Asset Manager, programmatically. And since about half of our API call volume comes from in-house teams, we've been investing in APIs that allow our most sophisticated customers to efficiently manage and optimize sites. We launched new site admin and activity log APIs that streamline configuration and monitoring of sites. We shipped new CMS query improvements that help you more efficiently sync data. We also released new JavaScript and Python SDKs for developers, open sourced our OpenAPI spec, and we've been continuing to update and improve our developer docs, all available at developers.webflow.com. Finally, we've been working to make updates to how in-house teams use and manage API tokens by introducing scopes. You can better manage the data that your tokens can access, making it possible to create and name multiple tokens per site so that you can more confidently configure in-house integrations.
Thanks, Rachel. So that's some of what's new with apps. But let's check in with the one and only Emily, our Director of Community and Agency Marketing, about what's new with Webflow experts.
Thanks, Vlad. Over the years, web design has completely evolved. Not only are companies looking to build even more robust and engaging websites, they're also looking to work with even more innovative partners. And that trend simply isn't slowing down. Since launching the partner program in 2017, we've seen tens of thousands of companies partner with Webflow experts to reinvent their presence online. From Orange Theory Fitness and their work with Outliant, to Upwork and Flow Ninja, to DocuSign and Dept, and so many more. Freelancers and agencies are pushing the limits of what's possible with Webflow, bringing brands to life, and quite frankly, challenging us to build even better products along the way. So today, I'm excited to say that we're doubling down on freelancers and agencies, starting with the refresh of our Webflow Experts program, which will be rolling out over the next coming weeks and months. On top of some of the foundational pieces you may have already seen go live, like our improved application and certification experience, and our brand new freelancer, agency, and global alliance pages, featuring partners like Grace Walker, Paper Tiger, and Slalom, just to name a few, you can expect a number of updates across not just partner experience, but also within our product. From improved processes and tools to help freelancers and agencies build their practice, reputation, and client roster, to even more ways to earn as a partner. And not to mention, we're going to be releasing brand new in-product functionality to help you manage your clients, level up in the program, track your progress, and even some new and reimagined features, launching specifically for freelancers and agencies very soon. But that's not all. We're investing in new partner enablement, marketplace enhancements, training, certifications, marketing opportunities, and events, starting with our inaugural invite-only Partner Summit next month. But wait, I've got one more thing for you. For those of you who are newer to your Webflow or freelancer journey, we've got a brand new way to learn with Webflow. Say hello to your Webflow AI-powered learning assistant. Think Greamer if he lived in the designer and if he was actually AI. Ever been mid-build and wondered, what on earth is a flexbox, or how do I make a slider? Well, now all you need to do is ask your learning assistant. Our new AI-powered assistant can help answer customer questions, help you learn Webflow faster, or even scour Webflow University for that exact right video timestamp for your very specific questions. We've already been busy testing for the past few months, and soon, Learning Assistant will be available to everyone, either directly in your designer or, for those of you on enterprise plans, available via opt-in. So, In short, there's never been a better time to be a partner or to start your journey to become one. We have so much more that we're cooking up, not only as a team, but also alongside some of the incredible partners who have helped to make the program and Webflow what it is today. And you'll hear more about this and many of the upcoming updates later this year, and of course, at Webflow Conf. Back over to you, Vlad and Rachel.
Thanks so much, Emily. I'm not actually sure what happened to Vlad. Oh, but
That's
you
okay.
again.
Yeah, it's
You
okay,
again.
Rachel. I can take over. I used AI to absorb all of Webflow's knowledge. So,
Kramer,
yeah.
seriously, dude, you're not an AI.
If I'm not an AI, how come I can do this?
Cool trick, bro.
Just give it a second.
All right, Kramer.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Yeah.
You clearly can't solve this.
This is like one more chance. Okay.
You know what? Go figure it out
Okay.
somewhere. I don't know how Iceland bestowed this second place on you,
Yeah, I'll be
or
back.
third, or whatever. Anyway, we covered a ton today, and it's time to start wrapping up. Rachel, what do you think are the key highlights that folks should walk away with?
First, I'm just so grateful for all of our customers, partners, and the feedback you've given us. Feedback is fuel, and it's going to keep helping our teams build even better products to serve you all. Second, we're so excited to put the things that we've been working on into your hands to see what you build next. I'm excited to see what kinds of composable CMS experiences you build and how you harness the power of components with slots and shareable libraries.
And I'm thrilled to give everyone more control with site-specific access, page templates, and soon unlocking the ability for marketers and clients to build pages from components. And of course, the addition of the new AI optimization capabilities of Intellimize, which make it even easier for you to convert your visitors into customers.
But as excited as I am for everything we shared today, I'm even more excited by where Webflow is going. We're putting all of these pieces into place for you, our customers, to build, manage, and optimize sites that are best in class. And we're just getting started.
That's right. There will be many more updates later in the summer, so keep an eye out for those. And then we can't wait to share even more with you all at Webflow Conf in October. It's going to take place in San Francisco and London, and of course, online. So if you haven't signed up already, please make sure to do that today. I hope to see you all there, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Vlad, I did it! I knew it.